Uncle Howdy finally debuted, guys, and truth be told, I thought it was kind of lackluster, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of expecting Uncle Howdy to kind of look like a powerhouse right away, somebody who was not to be messed with, you know, absolutely obliterate Chad Gable, and that is not really what we got. I mean, he definitely looks strong, don't get me wrong, he definitely looks strong, but at the same time, there was parts of him that just looked a little like, why are we making him look like he can, you know, can take a beating and all this stuff? That's stuff that should come later on. That was kind of what I saw this match as, is a match that kind of just proved he could take a beating, and I mean, obviously he did, and he laughed his way through a lot of it, which was really good and funny, but there was just moments where it was like, it's almost like we didn't get enough of him looking strong in an aspect, where he wasn't getting a lot of his own offense, and it was more or less him taking a beating, as I said. Tell me what you guys think about that, because truthfully, I thought this match probably should have been more or less a squash for Uncle Howdy, rather than it being like a, you know, what it was. In retrospect, it was kind of just a good match in general. It wasn't like a squash or anything like that. It was just a good match, and that might have been due to the way Uncle Howdy wanted his character to debut. I have no idea, but in terms of debuting, I would think you would want to look strong right off the bat. I think they should have saved the good match aspect later on for like maybe a PLE or something like that, but they kind of just did it for his first match. I think his first match should have really have been like a squash, and that's not really what we got. We got a good match, don't get me wrong. It was a good, clean overall match, but it was, you know, it probably should have been a squash. And throughout the match, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was having some problems with his hair. His mask that was on and his hair or whatever, it was getting in his eyes a lot, and you could tell he was like getting it out of his eyes all the time. And then I don't even know if it was comfortable for him wearing that mask while he wrestled. I mean, I have no idea. I know there are a lot of wrestlers who used to wear masks, like Kane, for instance, and Mankind, but it was, I don't know, it just looked like it was like uncomfortable, and it was like getting in the way a lot. He couldn't see a lot, and towards the end you could kind of see his own actual hair starting to like show out of the hair of the mask, so it was like his mask started to come off in a sense. And truthfully, I think what it should have been Bo Dallas for the most part of the match. Obviously changed his name to Uncle Howdy, so it's Uncle Howdy, but it's really Bo Dallas. He didn't have his mask on or anything. And then when the lights went out and the Wyatt Six came out to help him, he puts his mask on there, and that's when it gets scary or whatever. I think that would have been done so well. I think that's really should have been what happened, but instead we had him have his mask on the entire time and with the hair, and it just looked like it was, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I mean, obviously he looked cool, but it just looked like he was definitely not able to do as many moves as he was before. Like, if you go back and watch Bo Dallas before, like 10 years ago now, I want to say, it was so much different, obviously. And truth be told, he is so much bigger, he's built more than what he was before, but I mean, I think he could pull off some incredible moves, and truthfully, we didn't really get much in terms of Uncle Howdy offense. It was more him just taking a beating and laughing his way through it. Obviously, this is the whole Uncle Howdy persona, but at the same time, I would have loved to see him be super dominant. But he still ended up winning the match, and that is still really good for his character. Obviously, I think he should have won the match. I think when you're debuting a character as big as Uncle Howdy, I mean, it only makes sense for him to win the match. I'm under the impression that it should have been a squash and not what we got, but I'm very curious. I mean, I know a lot of people say that it was a good match and everyone was very impressed with the way that they debuted him and everything, but I gotta be honest, I was under the impression that it could have been a little bit better. I mean, the entrance was amazing. His entrance to the ring and everything like that, that was done so well. But then I feel like their in-ring, I wanted to see more. I really wanted to see more, especially since it was his first match. And we've been waiting for it for like 2 months now, and that's what we got. And it's unfortunate that's the route they went with, but I'm very curious to see where they go in the future with it, because I think it's definitely setting up for him to have like a nice like dominant run coming soon. But I really do want to like know what they're planning for him, because it's like, if they're not going to have him squash his first opponent, then I don't know how you have him squash anyone else, you know? But we'll see what happens, because again, this persona has been so much fun to watch, so I don't think we're gonna lose interest in it. But man, I was definitely expecting more in terms of in-ring material, and we didn't get a lot. So in that aspect, I really am curious to see what you guys have to say about it, because in my opinion, it could have been better, but I want to know what you guys think. Was it a good debut? Tell me down below. I want to know. And tell me your thoughts on where you think the story's actually going to go. Let me know. Till next time, see ya.